Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newest show here on DSM Media, the Grease the Pole Show. I am Cole Thompson here with my new co-host. Want to introduce
I'm
yourself?
Kata. You guys know who I am.
We all know who you are, Connor. We all know who you are. I think I'm the unknown face here, newest member of DSM Media. Kata, how
I'm
you
the
feeling
second
today?
newest. I'm pissed off already. The Sixers lost last night terribly. The Phillies won't do anything, and the Eagles are letting everybody go. Just fire everybody.
So let's give a little bit of background on how this show is going to work before we get into everything. So we're usually going to be live on Wednesdays. This one was pre-recorded. I had something pop up with school and stuff I had to take care of tomorrow, so we weren't able to go live tomorrow. We'll also be pre-recording an episode and dropping it on Saturdays for you as well. So a lot to look forward to. Mainly, it's going to be Kata being pissed off and me antagonizing it. But you know what?
It's gonna be
It's
funny.
it's solid. It's good content. It's good content. So let's talk about these Sixers first. Your TikTok last night, I was watching them. You had very emotional reaction. Take us through how you feel about that game last night.
Well, at one point they were beating the crap out of that fat guy Jokic. He looked like trash. They were up. I think it was like 58-38 at one point. They were just absolutely stomping them. And then they decided to take Embiid out of the game. And Jokic does his thing when Embiid's out of the game, and all of a sudden it's a game again. And then some dude named fucking Bones Highland decides he's gonna like be Steph Curry and make every single three possible because they leave him wide open. And then George Niang thinks he's Steph Curry and bricks a wide open three, and then tries to put up a layup with 3 seconds left, and they're down by three. Instead of kicking it back out or calling a timeout, fire everybody.
Fire everybody. Yeah, no,
Yep.
but Jordan Yang, I'm a big Jordan Yang guy, and
I
I
know
was
you are, but he
heartbroken.
sucks.
I was heartbroken.
Furkan would have made that, and you know it. Remember Portland? Yeah, he makes those.
No, Jordan Yang definitely boneheaded shot, and then an even dumber move to try to put up a two. I thought heading into this episode, find any way you can to defend Jordan Yang, and there is no defense for it. It was a
No,
mistake. The only
it,
thing I
it
have an
was a
issue with
Jalen Rager type mistake.
exactly. The only issue I mainly have is when people try to blame Harden and Doc Rivers. Listen, James Harden didn't have a bad game. Like he had 25 and had damn near a triple double. What else do you want from him? Especially when he's not the main ball. Like he's not the one who the offense runs through. It runs through Embiid. Embiid is our main scorer. So 25 and damn near a triple double is exactly what we wanted out of Harden. Has he gone through a little bit of a shooting slump? Yeah, yeah. But you know what? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. That I'm not as worried about. Doc, we know what we got in Doc. We know what we got in Doc. But this team is too talented to where a coach should be holding him back. Like I don't think that's necessarily Doc isn't that bad to where he's holding this team back. I think the issue is, and I know you're going to agree on this. I know everybody does. It's the damn bench. There is
Mm-hmm.
only the only guy that's even some that can somewhat score off the bench is Jordan Yang, and he choked last night.
He was
So
terrible. Well, the biggest problem I have is George Niang should not be taking more shots than James Harden and Tobias Harris. It just
yep,
shouldn't happen. James
yep,
Harden didn't have a bad night last night. But imagine if he takes five more shots, he probably has 30 points instead of 24, and
mhm,
you probably win the game. The other problem I had, I mean, I don't blame Doc for them losing that game, but there's no reason why Embiid shouldn't have been shadowing Jokic's minutes all night.
yeah,
He
yeah,
should, whenever
absolutely,
Jokic is on the floor, Embiid should have been on the floor. I know they played
absolutely.
it back to back, and that may have factored into it, but that's where they lost the game is when when Embiid came out of the game and Jokic was up against DeAndre Jordan. That's easy.
hmm I mean, yeah, you're talking literally about the first or second best center in the league. I mean, we obviously know who we think our first is, but some people
Yeah,
may say we're a little biased. I
Jokic.
don't. Okay.
Jokic is better.
I don't know if I would say that.
He won.
Yeah, but as you just said, he did his damage when Embiid was off the floor.
Well,
He,
that's all. That's all on Doc Rivers. Fire him.
but the main issue from a realist from looking at it is the main issue is the bench. The bench, whatever. If this season it probably isn't going to work out, you may make the Eastern Conference Finals if you get a good draw. If the cards fall your way, you may make the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't see them getting past that. When they first traded for Harden, I thought they were a championship contender. But then the honeymoon stage, it ended. The honeymoon stage is over. It's not all sunshine and rainbows anymore. Now you have to, people know what we're getting into. And when the Sixers have to rely on the bench, and the bench gets shorter. I guess that's a good thing. But you only have half a guy off the bench. Half the time, George Niang is reliable. Half of it.
Yeah, their bench had a plus-minus of -34 last night. That can't happen.
You're not winning games like that.
If they're -20, you win the game by 10 still. -34, it can't happen. And they need something off the bench. I don't know if it's Shake Milton catching a groove or even they just gave up on Furkan. But I understand it because they ruined Furkan. I mean, making him a point guard, he's not a point guard. They ruined Furkan. That's really what happened.
You would defend Furkan until the day he dies, won't you?
I will, but he was a legit
No,
shooter last year. Like, he was a legit bench player last year. And then they decide he's a point guard now, and he obviously isn't. Just because he can pass doesn't mean he's a playmaking guard. He's just not. He's a wing shooter.
Something that bothers me, though, that really bothers me, is people sit there and they want to say Shake Milton, Shake Milton, Shake Milton, Shake Milton. Listen, I don't hate Shake Milton, but the thing about Shake Milton is literally, he will go and have a game or two a year where he will play like the best player on the floor. We saw it against Atlanta in the playoffs. We saw it the year before against the Clippers, where he is the best player on the floor, where he'll put up 30 points. But then he doesn't do anything. Like, I don't think he scored in like 3 games.
Yeah. Yeah, Shake Milton isn't enough. They needed to get a guy like DJ Augustine. They needed to get a guy like Goran Dragic, some veteran guy who can score, and they didn't. They got DeAndre Jordan and Willie Cauley-Stein.
Well, they need a backup center, and I don't mind DeAndre Jordan.
I'm fine with them getting a backup center, but you need somebody who can score. They got nothing. Nothing.
The only thing the Sixers really can hope for now is by some miracle another buyout happens.
Yeah.
But I don't see how it happens at this point in the season. I mean, who is left in the agency? Like, I don't think there's literally anybody left.
I mean, maybe they got to start looking at G League teams and stealing somebody from one of them.
Yeah, who's on the Blue Claws?
Jahalen Ortiz. There's some decent hitters went down on the Blue Claws, but
why did I say the Blue Claws? I meant the 87ers.
Are they the 87ers? No, they're the Blue Coats.
They used to be the 87ers, I thought.
Yeah, I think they were, but I'm pretty sure the Blue Coats, right? Yeah.
They might be. Okay, so I wasn't like, I meant the Blue Coats, but then I thought of
87ers. No, let's look up the Blue Coats leading scorer.
Okay. Who we pull out?
I'm going to look it up. Let's see. I know my guy, Justin Jaworski, went to my high school. He's putting up like 15 a game for the Oklahoma City Blue.
Really?
Bring him in here. He's a shooter.
That's dope. Go trade for him.
I'm pretty sure. Can't you just sign people from people's? Or is that not a thing?
I think it depends on if they are on a two-way or not.
Oh, Justin Anderson. We all remember him. He's putting up 27 minutes a game. He's putting up 27 points a game for Fort Wayne.
Oh, I thought you were talking about he was on the Blue Coats. I'm like, that guy's still on the team? He's still on the Sixers?
No, he's not on the Sixers. I'm trying to see the Blue Coats' biggest scorer. Where's just Blue Coat? I want Blue Coat stats.
This is gonna be the most like uncut raw podcast ever.
Who cares? You know what? This is what the people come for.
This is gonna be.
I don't want the 2021 season. I want. Yeah. They're actually a very good team. They're 16 and 6th this year.
Where do they play again? They're in Delaware, right?
Yes, they're in Wilmington, I think.
Yeah, it's Delaware.
Let's see.
God, I wish they were in Reading.
They should have just signed Nick Stauskas. I mean,
honestly,
Castillo.
I don't mind Nick Stauskas. I think he's still got a little bit left in the tank.
There's a guy on the Long Island Nets who's got a lot of threes. Craig Randall II.
Really?
I see nobody from the Blue Claws like in any of these
the Blue Coats.
Yeah, the blue claw. Yeah, whatever it is. Now you got me saying the blue
Well,
claws. Thanks a lot.
speaking of the Blue Claws, let's switch over to their professional affiliate, the good old Philadelphia Phillies.
Ugh.
You sound disgusted. So the Phillies have gone out and signed a bunch of okay guys for the bullpen. Okay guys, guys,
Yeah, overpaid for all of them.
yes, absolutely. I do agree with that. But they signed some guys. The bullpen issue last year. We all know we blew a lot of saves were blown. A
Do
lot
you
of
know what's
games
going
that
to
could
be a
have been
bigger
won.
issue this year? The fact they can't hit. They don't have a left fielder. They don't have a center fielder. They don't have a shortstop. They have nothing. They suck.
They might have
They're going to
Stott,
win
but
70 games at most. I'm dead serious.
so let's look position by position. So let's look at the starters. Right now, you starting pitching rotation. Right now, you got Wheeler. He's the ace. But the thing is, do you think he can produce another Cy Young like season?
Probably not.
Aaron Nola's your two. Good Aaron Nola is up there with some of the best. But
Good Aaron
Aaron
Nola
Nola,
hasn't been good since like 2018.
and that's what I was gonna say. But okay, here you go. Number 3 is Kyle Gibson.
Okay.
He's solid. He's a solid number 3 guy. If Kyle Gibson's your number 3, you can do a lot. Number 4 is right now Zach Eflin. I'm not very high on Eflin. I don't know
Coming
about
off
you.
a serious injury.
Yes, coming off a serious injury, wasn't really high on him to begin with. And number 5 is Ranger Suarez. Once again, a guy who probably
isn't in
should be-
America right now.
Oh, he's not.
He can't get a visa. Like he's like working on getting a visa right now.
Oh,
He's not
so
going to be ready for the start of the season. Him and Wheeler both might not be ready.
what happened to Wheeler?
Wheeler's
Or
got some
Eflin?
kind of shoulder problem.
Jeez, dude, I did not even know that. See, I've been paying
Yeah.
attention to the Sixers so much. I'm only really like in
Yeah,
the lockup
the Phillies are a mess right now. And it's
and
beyond them not just signing people.
yeah, not having
Oh
Suarez.
man. Breaking news from the Eagles. 1-year contract for Greg Ward.
Oh my god, are you fucking serious?
Oh, and
You
Andrew Andre Chachiri. Chachiri,
you
I don't know how to say it.
you just did that. You sat there, you go, oh, breaking news. I should have known. I should have known you were gonna troll.
But this is huge breaking news from Tim McManus. Reported at
Yep.
3:21 today. Eagles
Jeez.
agreed on 1-year
Honestly,
deal for Greg Ward.
Greg Ward, who's better, Greg Ward or Jalen Rager?
Greg Ward at least catches footballs sometimes.
I mean, he's a quarterback. I mean, technically he was.
It's pretty sad.
Oh man. But in all seriousness, back to the Phillies. So yes, so their rotations. Right now you don't know who the hell is going to be out there because Wheeler's hurt. Suarez is
Nola
trying to.
sucks.
Nola sucks. So rotation, we talked about that a little bit. Catcher, we're chilling. Raul Muto,
Catches
best
fine.
catcher in baseball.
Yeah.
If you don't think he's best catcher in baseball, you can't really argue top 3. We're fine at catcher. First base, Hoskins. He's not.
Coming
I
off
mean,
a big injury.
coming off a big injury, but there's a large list of guys I would rather have Hoskins than. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. Now, for what it's worth, I just saw a video of Aaron Nola striking him out. So either Hoskins sucks
or Nola's
or
good
Nola's
again.
good again. Which I
Let's
hope
hope it's
it's Nola's
Nola's.
good again, but I doubt it.
Yeah. So second base again, pretty chilling there. Segura. I
Gene's
like
fine.
Gene Segura. I
He's
think
he's above average second baseman. He's fine.
yeah, you can win with that. This is where we get a little tricky. Shortstop. Right. I mean, I thought it might have been stopped up until today when I saw that it seems like it's going to be Didi Gregorius.
It should be Stott. It really should be, but we know who the coach is. We know he hates young players, and he's just not a smart coach. So it's going to be Didi Gregorius, and we're going to see another 210 season out of him. He might hit 15 home runs this year instead of 13. So huge improvement there at shortstop. It's really going to win us a lot of games.
So what do you think about the Stott situation? Because I see a lot of things. It's either start him or keep him in the minors.
I don't see what. I don't see any possible way that he can be worse than what Didi Gregorius was last year.
And I know you've seen a lot of Bryson Stott. I've seen a
Yeah.
lot of him. He's one of my favorite players. He's gonna probably end up if he's on continues on the path he's in, he might end up being my favorite player of all time. I love Bryson Stott. I
Yeah.
think he's an absolute stud. I think they
Nice
need to
dude.
be very careful though, because I don't want them to rush him. And I think the
But
dumbest
he's not like a guy that's coming straight out of high school though. He went to college. Like
yeah,
I think he's 23 or 24. He's ready.
he's ready, but if you're not gonna start him, just keep him in the minors.
Oh yeah. If you're not going to start him, don't bring him up. Don't
Exactly.
do what they did to Moniak and bring him up and send him down and bring him up again.
Exactly.
It's never going to
Just
help.
leave him down there. So third base right now is Alec Baum. Alec Baum bat wise is solid.
Mhm.
And with the DH, he can still be useful.
Yes.
But Alec Baum as a fielder,
He's
he had
terrible.
his. I was gonna say he had his up and downs last year, but
I love Alec Bohm. I have an Alec Bohm jersey, right? He can't field. And for everybody saying, "Oh, he can play first base," he can't play there either.
No, I watched him drop 2 balls on first base
Yeah,
last year in person, right in front of me.
he's a good DH, but
Yeah.
he's a DH. Like you still need a third baseman, and then I'll let you continue through the positions.
Left field, absolutely nobody right now.
You're telling me Justin Williams isn't okay?
Third base, Luke. Ooh, let's go to third base. What about Luke Williams?
Luke Williams.
Hey, he hit one walk off.
Did he have anything after that?
I don't think so.
Was that his only hit last year?
Oh,
Let's be real here. Luke Williams, come on.
man, you never know.
Did you see what the Mets signed this year? Did you see what the Luke Williams?
Just saying. Luke Williams is a stud.
Yeah.
All right, so left field. I mean, who do you play at left field right now? You got to play Verdling or Verding. You got to play him. I'm assuming, but I don't know how much left field he's playing.
No. You didn't hear. He's platooning with Odubel.
They're splitting time. They better sign Castellanos then.
They're not signing anybody.
They need to sign Castellanos or Chris Bryant.
They're spending money stupidly. Brad Hand, my man, that $6 million contract for Brad Hand, he's gonna win us a World Series.
We will see, I guess, man. Maybe Brad Hand is the best relief pitcher in baseball this year.
Didn't he give up like 6 or 7 long home runs to the Phillies last year?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He's a very from what I've seen, he's very boomer bust. It's either a strikeout or it's a home run.
Yeah.
So let's just hope there's not a lot of home runs. So center field, then we already talked Adubel or Matt.
Matt should have the spot, and it shouldn't even be close. He batted .324 last year. Just absolutely raked the ball. I know it was in a limited sample size, but he had so much more than Odubel did, and he can play multiple positions and play it well. Odubel, what's going on? Oh, look, there's the ball. Let me dive. Oh, and it's behind me. Great. Game over. We lose again because Odubel doesn't know how to field.
And then right field, maybe the biggest question mark of all.
The only guy I'm not worried about.
Yeah, one of the only 2 guys I'm not worried about are him and Raul Muto.
I'm more worried about Real Muto than him. I mean, Real Muto was good last year, but he wasn't like
he had a down year, and he got banged up a couple times.
Yeah, and that does worry me still. I mean, he's I wouldn't say an older catcher, but he's not young anymore.
No, I forgot he.
The DH should really help him because he can DH a couple games if he has to.
Yeah, he can DH, and also as he gets older, if he's like because obviously as you get older, your ability to field stops before your ability to swing a bat.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, as you can see, Nelson Cruz signed again. I think he's almost 50. I think he's 46 years old.
Yeah, Philly should have signed him.
Yeah, honestly, with the DH, I don't know why they didn't. But
He
now
can
he's
still
gonna.
play left field. He probably play center field better than Odubel Herrera too.
I don't know about that.
Well, Odubel just likes to dive and watch the ball go to the warning track. He enjoys that. He likes to show off his legs, running to try to get the ball.
Oh man. So Phillies definitely need to sign somebody. Who are your biggest targets? Obviously, mine are. I think yours are the same as mine. Castellanos and Bryant. Do you think they can? Do you think they can sign both? Not will they? Do you think they can?
Yeah, they can. They can do whatever they want.
You think they have
The Mets have spent $100 million more than the Phillies. There's no reason the Phillies can't be close to them.
Mhm.
All they like Chris Bryant should be a Philly. There's no reason not to. Not a single reason not to bring Chris Bryant to Philadelphia.
I know exactly what you mean.
He's best friends with Harper. He can hit. He can field. It makes all the sense in the world to bring Chris Bryant here. Castellanos, I get it. The dude sucks in the field. Like if you've watched Castellanos hit, not hit. Castellanos can hit. If you've watched him field, he can't field. He's kind of like a Double Herrera, but
Yeah.
better. He would probably be a DH, which is fine. But I think Bryant makes a lot more sense. I would sign both of them if you can, but I doubt
Yeah,
it.
Bryant's definitely the preference because Bryant's
Yeah.
a stud in the field and at the. I mean, Bryant is a former MVP.
Yeah, and he can play third base,
He can play third base. He can play left field.
which
The two positions
if
they need the most are third base and left field.
exactly, and if Bohm shows that he still can't field, you got your third baseman. And
Exactly.
third basemen are a lot harder to find than left fielders. You can find
Yeah.
outfielders pretty
Yeah.
easily,
Yeah.
unless you're the Phillies and don't like signing people.
Okay. I feel like you've had a lot of built up emotion towards the Phillies after that segment.
Yeah. But it's just like you go through this whole 90-day lockout, and you come out with Brad Hand and Jurius Familia. Like, what are you doing?
Well, makes you feel any better. They're not the only team in Philly not making moves. How about them Eagles? Good old
Well,
Eagles.
you know what? The Eagles went out and signed an edge rusher.
They signed Hassan Reddick. I forgot about that. I just kind of was looking for
That
a smooth
was
transition.
that was a great move, but there's still multiple holes in this team, and you're not going to be able to fill all of them in the draft. You still need another corner. You still need a safety. You need a couple linebackers. You definitely need a receiver, which that whole market has completely crashed on them. I mean, we thought there was going to be 4 or 5 superstar type guys out there, and we're left with Allen Robinson right now.
I love Allen Robinson. I think Allen Robinson.
I like Allen Robinson too,
but I don't know
with what Christian Kirk just got.
And what they spent on Hassan Reddick.
Yeah, like you're not going to give Allen Robinson $20 million a year. I'm sorry, he's just not worth that. And there's no reason that Allen Robinson shouldn't think that he's worth that because
better than Christian Kirk.
Yeah, he's much better than Christian Kirk. Now he's older, but
really, the Jaguars really did screw up the entire market by doing that.
Even Zay Jones got $10 million a year. Zay Jones, like that's the thing. Like,
who did he sign with?
He signed with the Jaguars too.
What are they doing?
But like, I thought a guy like DJ Shark would have been great for a couple years, like $5 million a year, something smaller. Dude got $10 million a year too. And it's like, I get the Eagles not signing wide receivers for that kind of money because unlike baseball, there is a cap.
Yeah, there is a cap. Then it's not like basketball either, where there's a luxury tax. It's you can spend this amount of money, you are not allowed to go over.
Yep.
So
and that's definitely it'll be interesting to see what they do. I hope they at least sign some kind of veteran presence, because even if they do draft a rookie wide receiver, that's fine. But you still need somebody in that wide receiver room who's been there and done things. Like their oldest receiver right now is Greg Ward. Which Greg Ward's been in the league for a few years, but was a quarterback in college too.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have a ton of experience at wide receiver.
Yeah,
They need to go out and sign something.
they need it, and I really do think. I mean, they have two star receivers in Devontae Smith and Jalen Rager. I'm sorry. If you don't know, Kana and Jalen Rager are best friends. Kana, Jalen Rager, and Abdul Herrera all hang out all the time.
I wonder who's going to drop who first.
But no, in all seriousness, yeah, no, they definitely need to go sign a receiver. I like Alan Lazard. We talked about him a little bit earlier. When we were talking earlier before the show about Alan Lazard. He's 6'7", 250. He's absolutely shredded.
Is he really 6'7"?
He's something along those lines. He's like 6'7", 6'6", something like that. 250, absolutely shredded. Like, he is no joke. And his body fat percentage is like 5%. He's just a freak of nature. I think it's over 5%, but not by much.
Yeah, I mean, Alan Lazard's not a guy who's going to catch a ton of balls or anything, but
veteran presence.
He can at least play that J-Jaw role where he can block. But, like, actually, if he gets open, he may actually come down with the ball. Like, there's actually a chance he catches it. Unlike J-Jaw, it's just like, oh, there's a ball. Let me turn this way and try to catch it over here.
This show's specifically for Philly fans, by the way. So this is like a Philly fan perspective. This is not as much of an analytical show. This is more of a fan raw reaction show, if that makes sense. If you want to see, like, this is more of an emotional show than an analytical show. If you want to see an analytical show, there's plenty of others shows here to watch for that.
Yeah, go watch Faithful Fanatics or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
or the Sports Raid that comes out every Friday at 5 p.m.
I don't know about that.
That's my analytical show. That's where I actually serious. That's like when I'm actually like my serious thoughts, and I put my bias.
These are my serious thoughts. You think I'm not actually?
No. From a fan, like it's not from a fan perspective. It's more from my analytical perspective. More of my
these are my analytics. My analytics tell me that Jalen Rager can't catch a football.
Oh my god.
Or return a punt, but let him return every single punt possible.
Yeah, that's another thing. I don't know who do you think's returning punts like. Do you think it's gonna be Jalen Rager again?
Probably.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna boom every single time. You know, we threw snowballs at Santa. Maybe it's time to throw snowballs at Jalen Rager.
No more throwing stuff at anybody, got it. No more.
Well, he'd probably drop it if you throw it to him.
Yeah. See, the game I was at, Jalen Rager played well. The game I went to this year, they played Washington.
Jalen Rager doesn't play well. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think he had like 4 catches for like 80 yards.
There's no way he had 80 yards in a game this year.
I'm pretty sure. Let me look it up.
Dude had like 200 total yards the whole year.
Okay, definitely not. But I don't think he dropped the ball. I could say that. I know he didn't drop one.
What? Was that the one he got the pass interference like towards the end zone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Made the stats look better.
Oh,
the ball was severely underthrown, and somehow he got the pass interference call.
He got 700 yards this year.
He did not get 700 yards this year.
Oh no, he has a career 700 yards. I'm sorry.
What can I say? Jalen Rager. Let's see. What did he do this year? He had oh man. You know, he's top 150 in receptions and yards.
It's 150 plus. ESPN doesn't go above 150.
No. He's tied 141st in receptions. He was 134th in yards. And he was tied 91st in touchdowns. He had more touchdowns this year than Kenny Golladay.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
he also had more than Miles Sanders.
What do you think?
And you know, he's got more catches in the playoffs than Justin Jefferson does.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, everyone sits there and knocks on them for taking Justin Jefferson before Jalen Rager before Justin Jefferson. How many playoff catches does Justin Jefferson have?
Yeah. How many playoff drops does Justin Jefferson have, huh?
I'm just messing around. Who has more playoff yards?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Jalen Rager. Yeah,
Jalen Rager's got 3 targets. Dropped 2 of the balls. in the
Okay,
postseason.
here
He
are
also
numbers of the
fumbled
game.
too.
Here's the numbers of the. I think this was his best game of his career, to be honest. Like in all seriousness, I think this was the best game of his career. His career game. Let me make sure this is all right. Let me make sure this was his best game of his career. It
No,
seems
he
to
had
be
that 50-something yard catch that one game.
what?
Last year, the first play of the game, he had like some 50-yard catch, didn't he?
Yeah, but he didn't get because I know what game you're talking about. He didn't have a catch the rest of of that game. Yep, his career high in yards was 57 yards in the first game, or not the first game. The game I was at this year, 57 yards on three catches on 3 targets, no touchdowns. But 57 yards, no incompletions. I'll take it. Jeez, he fumbled twice against Tampa. I forgot
he almost looked like a fifth wide receiver that game.
I forgot he fumbled twice against Tampa.
Twice. Not just once, twice.
How do you fumble twice in the playoffs? One of them was a punt return. Nobody touched him.
I don't understand how you can draft a guy in the first round and he's this bad.
He's drafted a guy in the first round who couldn't catch a punt in the playoffs.
I mean, he's not just bad. He's really bad.
All right, Connor, we got to move on to our last topic of the day. March Madness.
Yes, sir. I know a whole lot about this.
I know you're not a big college basketball guy.
All right. You want me to go first in my Final Four?
Yep. Let's hear who your Final Four is starting. Who's coming out of the West? That's Gonzaga's region.
That's Gonzaga. I have Gonzaga winning that because they have a cool bulldog. And I think that bulldog is going to be good.
Okay. I also have Gonzaga coming out of the West. Basically, I don't think there's a better big man duo of Timmy and Holmgren. I think Holmgren, to me, I think he might be the best player in the country and a top draft prospect.
No, it's Connor Gillespie. You're wrong.
Colin Gillespie.
Wait, isn't there a Connor Gillespie too?
I don't know, but I don't think that. I don't on Villanova unless he doesn't play a lot. No, it's Colin Gillespie.
There's definitely he's a baseball third baseman.
I think a sleeper to
plays
come
for
out
the
of
Giants.
I think a sleeper to come out of that region is honestly Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech is a very dangerous team, especially I feel like they definitely got the shaft because of the way they played in that Big 12 title game, but I definitely think they're dangerous. They're my sleeper to come out of that region.
Yeah, I had Gonzaga beating them. But don't be surprised if CS Fullerton beats Duke in the first round.
Shout out Scotty. Yeah. All right, moving on to the South region. This would be Arizona's region and Villanova's region. Who do you have coming out of that one?
You already know who I have coming out of there.
Nova?
Now, Longwood really gave him a shot there. But unfortunately, I had to have Villanova over Longwood for obvious reasons.
Coming out of that region, I have Arizona. I think Arizona.
You're wrong.
What wins you games in March is rebounding and defense, and Arizona does that well. I think they might be.
That's literally what Villanova does.
Yes, Arizona does it better. Arizona does it better.
No, you're wrong.
We're gonna find out.
No. Where's Northampton on the bracket? Would Longwood beat them?
Honestly, I don't think so. Our basketball team's like insane. All right. Another a sleeper team to come out of that region for me would have to be. Honestly, I'm gonna say it, Loyola Chicago. Listen, there's something about.
Don't they have that old lady? Yeah,
Sister Jean. There's something about Sister Jean in March. She just has some magic, and they've done it. They've gotten to the Elite Eight twice. They got to the Final Four before, and I think they can do it again. A few things have to go their way, obviously. I'm not going to sit here and say it's guaranteed, but I think if they can get through that second round, if they can beat Villanova, who they'll more than likely face, they can't
beat Villanova.
If they can get through Ohio State and Villanova, I'm taking them to go to the Final Four. Right. Next region is the East region. This would be Baylor's region.
Yeah, I had Baylor coming out of this one.
Okay, that's not a bad pick. I
know you're going to have North Carolina coming out of your bandwagon.
I don't actually have North Carolina. I have Kentucky.
No, Anthony Davis isn't there anymore.
Listen, I have North Carolina beating Baylor in the second round. A little bit biased, yes. And would I love to be completely wrong about this region and North Carolina go to the finals? Obviously. But all in all, I'm gonna be realistic. Kentucky to me, they just feel like the old version of Kentucky right now. Coach Cal, I feel like has been one of the best coaches in college basketball this year, as usual, but he's been on a higher level this year. I don't think there's anybody stopping them. A sleeper that I'm not going to say North Carolina, putting my biases aside,
St. Peter's.
a sleeper to come out of that region is Virginia Tech. They are red hot. If they can catch fire and they can get to that Sweet 16, I would be scared if I'm Kentucky, Baylor, UCLA, North Carolina, whoever they end up.
Won't be North Carolina.
If they can get through that Texas and Purdue area, again, they're gonna be so hot it's gonna be undeniable. But I don't see them beating Purdue. That's where I have them losing. And on to our last and final region. It is the Midwest. This is Kansas's region. Who do you have coming out of this one?
Oh, see, this is just an absolute lock. Colgate. Anytime you have a toothbrush brand in any Final Four like this, they're gonna just destroy everybody. And unfortunately, they have to go up against Villanova at some point, and they're gonna lose. But Colgate's definitely a sleeper. It's a shame Oral Roberts isn't in it this year because they probably would have won.
Okay. So
Oral Roberts or Colgate, you got to put them on there every year. They're always gonna upset somebody.
Okay. Actually, I have getting out of this region. This would be my upset. I would say would be actually the team that Colgate plays in the first round, Wisconsin.
You're wrong.
I think that this Wisconsin team. This Wisconsin team feels like that 2017 or 2015 Wisconsin team that lost in the title when they had Frank Kaminsky and Sam Decker. They had the best player in the Big Ten or one of the best players in the Big Ten this year.
Yeah, but do you know who Colgate has on their team?
Who? You're Googling it as
I don't know. I'm Googling it.
All right, Kata.
The only thing that comes up is toothpaste.
All right, Kata. So you have.
I have my Final Four.
Yep. Baylor versus Gonzaga. Who's going to the finals?
Gonzaga.
Oh, you think Gonzaga gets revenge from last year?
Yeah, is that what happened?
Yeah, Gonzaga lost them the national title last year.
Yeah.
And then
I got Gonzaga.
And then on the other side, we have
Villanova and Colgate.
Yep.
Villanova wins that one.
Ooh, Cinderella story over.
Yeah, see, the toothpaste the tube ran out, so they needed to go get more, and Villanova just.
All right, so I have
Gillespie got him.
I have Gonzaga versus Kentucky. I have Gonzaga winning. Like I said, Holmgren and Timmy, undeniable. And then for my other Final Four, I have Arizona versus Wisconsin. Give me Arizona. I think, like I said, most complete team in the country. Rebounding and defense wins in March. That's what they do best, and I think they're the best at it. Let's hear your finals. Villanova versus Gonzaga. Who do you have winning the whole thing?
Villanova is going to beat Gonzaga with a score of 69-42. So, it's not really going to be close. Villanova is just a better rebounding team, and they just have more shooting.
Honestly, Villanova's a good rebounding team, but I think Gonzaga might do it a little bit better. But I was happy I heard some actual, somewhat of a reasoning behind it.
Well, and the score is definitely going to be 69-42. Book it right now. Bet that.
Okay. And then
if my bracket is right, I just want to point out that I only made 52 of 63 picks. So
wait, what? How did you only make part of the bracket?
Half of the Midwest region is not filled out. Colgate has a couple bye weeks.
Just assume that Colgate. Oh my god!
Yeah, Colgate beats Wisconsin, and they just get a free ride to the Final Four.
This is too much. Okay, and for mine, I have my finals: Arizona versus Gonzaga. I have Arizona. Gonzaga can never get the job done in the title. Arizona comes out. They're the best Wildcats in that region.
What's your score?
75-70 Arizona.
I think it's going to be 75-69.
Okay. All right, Carter. Any last words before we head out for this first episode of the Grease the Pole show? I mean, you should have known from the name of the damn show that it was going to be like this, dysfunctional and humorous. This is the comedy side of sports here.
Oh, I'd like to say one thing about the Flyers. They suck.
Okay.
There we go.
Flyers suck. Go Birds. Go Sixers. Go Phillies. Go Flyers.
Fire Dombrowski.
I'm Cole Thompson. I'm your host, and my co-host, Carter Hot.